morning, guys. I'm called a Leslie. I'm back again, but today I'll be taking you guys on taxation. Taxation, we are going to do today. We are just going to do the introduction. We're not going to talk that much. Do the introduction of taxation. When we talk of taxation, what does that mean? What does taxation mean? We all know taxation comes from a Latin word called fiscus, which means a basket for the collection of money. Tax is normally this is a levy imposed on individual like you and I by the government. The government uses money to finance its own expenditure, like building of dams, operating schools, building of hospitals, all the stuff, paying of soldiers, and all the rest. When we talk of taxes, what do you understand by that? Taxes is a compulsory payment or levy or contribution without a direct compensation. Without a direct compensation. Demanded by the state on artificial or natural person. When we say it is compulsory, that means you must pay. You cannot run away from taxes. Either you're a child or you must pay taxes. How do I mean? I mean, for example, when you want to buy a good, maybe you want to buy a good and you pay that amount that you actually paid. Tax is only levied on it. Tax is only levied on the amount, and the tax is an indirect tax called VAT. And we say without a direct compensation, that means when you pay tax, the state doesn't really compensate you for that. The state will not say, okay, as you paid, as your tax for this year was too much, it was too high, okay, we will now say in the market, we increase the goods, we increase the price of the goods, and everybody must buy, even though no matter the price. No, the state will not tell you that. The state doesn't want to care how much you pay or not. And we say it's without a direct compensation. It's demanded by the state on natural and artificial person. Natural person like you and I. Artificial person are just like businesses and enterprise firms, corporations, other stuff. Then we say features or characteristics of taxes. The main feature is that it is a compulsory payment. You cannot run away from it. Also, it has no direct compensation, just like I said earlier. It has no direct compensation. It's a monetary payment based on the country's currency. That is, you cannot pay. It's a monetary payment. That means you cannot pay in kind. You only give the tax in cash. You don't pay in kind, and it is based on the country currency. You cannot be in Cameroon and then you pay tax and use the dollar to pay the tax. No, you have to use the franc CFA the Cameroonian you are using. That's how they say it is based on the country currency. Definition of related terms. When we talk of related terms, there are terms related to taxes, terms we usually use in taxation. We talk about the tax rate. What is the tax rate? The tax rate is a proportion or a percentage of tax levied on individual's income. That means that percentage we will levy on an individual income. And also saying tax base. What's tax base? Tax base now is the very object upon which a tax is levied and which a tax rate is applied. The tax base, for example, I would say the tax base is another amount of money. The amount of money upon which the tax is levied and upon which this tax rate is applied. This tax rate is applied on this tax base. Tax burden. Tax burden now refers to the rates or the impact on an individual. I will say, for example, maybe you have a revenue of 10 million. You have a revenue of 10 million and expenses amounted to 5 million. And you want to now check, this is your income. This is your income that you receive, and you have expenses. This is your revenue that you receive, and you have expenses. Now, if they want to tax you, they will not tax you on this actual amount, but they will subtract the expenses on which the expenses which you incur. That means they'll have now your tax base. Your tax base now will be 10 million minus 5 million, which is 5 million. And they say maybe those that earn from 10 million to, let me just say, those that earn from 5 million to 10 million, they have 10% tax. And their tax rate now, their tax rate is 10%. Now, this tax rate will be applied on this tax base. This tax rate will be applied on this tax base, and when you take 10% of 5 million, it gives 500,000. And this 500,000 now is your tax burden, the weight, of tax on your income. That 500,000 is your tax burden. You see that due to this 500,000, your income now will reduce again. Now they say tax burden is the weight. Then now we talk of tax capacity. When we talk of capacity, refers to the burden of tax which an economy can bear without seriously impairing the activity of that economy. For example, and it is obtained, the calculation of tax capacity is equal to 100 minus the tax rate, or 1 minus tax burden all over income, all times 100. For you to obtain the tax capacity of an enterprise or an economy, you take 100 minus the tax rate. That means the tax capacity here says that it's the percentage which shows whether an economy can really pay taxes without reducing its operation, or without falling. How would I say, without having losses, whether his income can really pay his taxes. Now we talk of tax capacity, and this is how it is calculated. Then we talk of tax incident. Tax incident refers to the determination of who actually pays the tax. Example, one of the landlords. A landlord normally is registered to pay tax. He pays tax to the government every month. Now, he's not the one that really pays the tax, because he now transfers this tax that he pays to his tenants, where you ask them to pay rent through rent. So now we'll talk of tax incident. Now, who pays the tax? The tenants pays the tax. Who actually pays the tax? So we'll talk of tax incident. Tax incident refers to the determination of who actually pays the tax. Then we have the taxpayer. The taxpayer is an individual or a corporate body. I talk of individual, you just say it's a natural or artificial person that is registered by law to pay tax. And this person bears the burden. That means he bears all the burden, because he's the one paying the tax. He bears all the burden. Taxpayer, I am a taxpayer, you are a taxpayer, because we pay tax through VAT. When we buy goods, like I said earlier, we buy goods, that amount is not really the amount of the good, because the seller has already imposed VAT on it. So we pay the tax. Then a tax collector. Tax collector is an individual or group of individual or administrator which is appointed by the state to collect tax from individuals like us. To collect tax from taxpayers. Those are tax collectors. They are individuals or group of individuals. That means it can be one person, it can be a group of people, or it can be administrators who are appointed by the state to collect tax from natural and artificial persons. Then we have tax avoidance. When we talk of tax avoidance, we refers to the legal way of reducing your tax burden. Tax avoidance is just the legal way in which you can to reduce your tax burden. That means if you don't want, if maybe your tax is too much for you, in such a way that due to the small sins that you made, you cannot easily pay the tax. So you will now go and meet the state and tell him that please you show us statistics to prove that you cannot actually pay that actual amount of tax. The state will now look for a way to reduce your tax burden so it should not be too much for you. That's the talk of tax avoidance. That's the legal way. You go directly and meet the states. And it's not punishable by law because you went directly, it's only legal. You have paper that prove that your tax burden has been reduced. Then we have tax evasion. Tax evasion now refers to the illegal way of reducing your tax burden, of running away from tax. That means when maybe the taxpayer will come, you run, or you show wrong statistics. Maybe you have sales of 1 million, but you show them that you have a sales of 5 million, so your tax should be small. No, that's an illegal way, and it is punishable by law. Whosoever is caught doing that shall be punished by law. Okay, this marks an end of the introduction of taxation. This is where we shall end today. I hope you enjoy, and I wish next class we shall do type of taxes. Then we shall see those proportionate tax, basic tax, all those stuffs. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. And do not forget to place your comments on the comment box so that we shall know what we can do to improve our capacity. Thank you once more. Bye bye.